Hi friends, welcome back to my kitchen and welcome if you are new. I'm Cheryl, this is People Full of Joy, and we are still in a very nostalgic, or I should say I'm in a very nostalgic mood lately. I've been making some really fun recipes that remind me so much of my grandmother and just the things that she used to cook, the smells of her kitchen, just bring me such joy. And I don't know why this time of year I'm really getting nostalgic and just missing her a lot, but been watching some old shows that I used to watch when I was a kid with her. And so today we are making a recipe. She did not make these cookies, but she bought these cookies. So when I was a kid, she used to have cookies in her cookie jar. A lot of time they were homemade, but a lot of times she would just go to the store and get a pack of cookies. There was a couple cookies that my grandfather absolutely loved, certain ones that they sold store-bought. He loved them, and so she would keep those on hand for him. My favorite was an Archway brand, and I don't know if that is a local here to the Northwest or if Archway is a national brand. I'm not really sure. Maybe you guys know if Archway is, but Archway was the brand, and they made a frosted oatmeal cookie that was incredible. It was my favorite cookie growing up. I loved it. My grandmother always had those on hand for me because when I would go over there, I was with them a lot. Spent a lot of time with my grandmother and my grandfather until he passed away when I was 10. But my grandparents lived one block away from me my entire childhood. And so it was amazing that I got to see them every single day. And she always had these cookies in the cookie jar because she knew that when I came over, I'd be raiding that cookie jar for one of those frosted oatmeal cookies. So I found a recipe a while back for these cookies, and I've made them once before and they were incredible. But I'm starting Bible study again tonight. I'm going to Bible study at church. And I'm gonna treat the ladies at Bible study to a sweet treat tonight to have while we're doing our study together. So I'm gonna make a batch of these frosted oatmeal cookies. I thought I'd bring you guys along with me to share this recipe with you guys. Maybe some of you are from the same era that I was. I was a 70s and 80s kid. And so maybe you remember these cookies, but these are incredible. They're super easy, they're super good, and everyone's gonna love them tonight at Bible study. So let's get these cookies made. They need to get in the oven. They need to cool so that we can put a really light glaze on the top of them because they're supposed to have like a frosting on them. I mean, they are so good. So got everything laid out. Let's get the cookies made. So we have our mixing bowl over here. You probably can't see because I have everything out, but we got our mixing bowl over here. I'll move it over just a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, so in this mixing bowl, we need to put one, I'm doubling this batch, by the way. So this is gonna be a little bigger batch than normal, but just keep that in mind. If you wanna make these, I will leave the original recipe for you guys in the description box, as always, so you guys can check this recipe out and make them yourself. As I said, these were my favorite, and I absolutely love them. I consider myself pretty blessed that I got to have my grandparents so close to me for all of my childhood. My grandmother, there was not a day in 18 years that I did not see her. And my grandfather, until he passed away when I was 10, there was not a day that went by that I didn't see him as well. So we've got our 1 cup of, our oven's hot. We've got our 1 cup of butter. We've got 1 cup of brown sugar. We've got a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. And we've got 2 eggs. So we're gonna beat all of these ingredients up together. If I can get this egg cracked. Oh, I hate it when I drop a shell in there. Luckily it was a big piece. Oh, you know what? I'm seeing a couple of small pieces that I got in there. Wow, that egg just really shattered, didn't it? Okay, we got it all. We're good. All right, let's put this egg in here. This is the second egg. This egg is, look at this, friends. It's like the membrane is so hard on this that it's not wanting to split. Come on. Wow. I haven't had an egg like that in a long time. All right, let's go ahead and get these mixed up together real quick. We've got all of our dry ingredients laid out here. And I really want to beat this until this butter is really, really soft, really incorporated all of this. Okay, Let's go ahead and put just a splash of vanilla in here. I'm just using Costco vanilla. That's probably good. Let's give that a quick stir. And then we're gonna put all of our dry ingredients in. As I said, these cookies are super, super, super easy. So we've got 2 cups of oats. Now the thing with these oats, we put these in my food processor. We want some really fine and we want some pieces. So we've got 2 cups of just like a regular oat. They don't have to be anything special. We've got 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Oh, lost some flour. We need a tablespoon of baking powder. We need a half a teaspoon of cinnamon and a half a teaspoon of nutmeg and a half teaspoon of baking soda. I may have done this recipe on my channel once before, way back in the day when I first started my channel last year. I may have done this one. So we're gonna do half a teaspoon of baking soda. And then we need 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. This is what makes these cookies a little bit unique, is the cornstarch that's in these. And I wanna say a big thank you to my sweet neighbor, Linda. I started to make these cookies and realized I was out of cornstarch. So I texted her real quick and she met me at the fence. How many people do that still nowadays? You meet your neighbor across the fence, borrow sugar, borrow milk, borrow whatever. Well, Linda was very sweet and brought me some cornstarch. So we're gonna put in a half a teaspoon of salt. And then that's all that goes in this. So we're gonna be really gentle here in the very beginning. We're just gonna kind of slowly mix this until we get all of these ingredients thoroughly combined in these cookies. I don't want to have flour all over my kitchen, so I'm trying to be really careful. So each recipe, it says make 16 cookies. And I think that's probably good. I don't want to overmix these. You overmix these cookies and they will be extremely tough. And I don't want that. I want these to be nice and beautiful cookies. All right, we've got our cookie sheet here lined with some parchment paper because we don't want these to stick. And we're gonna go, I think we're gonna go 4 across and 3 down. So we should be able to get 12 cookies on this cookie sheet at a time. And like I said, the recipe says that it makes 16 cookies. I might get more than that. I'm not really sure, but we'll see. I'm just excited to have these cookies, friends. Just the smell already, and they're not even baked. It just reminds me of my Grammy's kitchen. Archway had lots of different flavors of cookies, but my favorite were the oatmeal. And I also loved they had a lemon that had like this really light lemon glaze on it that was super, super good. All right, here's the first tray. I'm gonna flatten these just a hair because I don't remember how far they're gonna spread. So we wanna just make sure they got a good start. You're gonna bake for about 10 minutes. All right, friends, our first batch is out. They smell incredible. They smell so good. Although I never did smell those cookies when they were hot out of the oven, obviously because they were store-bought, but these smell, bottoms are perfect, tops are perfect. These are gonna be delicious. We're gonna let these completely cool. We're gonna put them on our cooling rack, let them completely cool, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna do our glaze or frosting on top of them. And then they're gonna be ready for Bible study, so we'll see you in a little bit. All right, friends, our cookies are done and cooled. We've got our cooling rack right here. We're gonna get these frosted real quick. I need to get this glaze or frosting or whatever you wanna call it. We need to get this on our cookies So they have a chance for them to really set up before I have to pack them up and head off for church. I need to leave here in about an hour and a half. So I'm hoping that's enough time for the glaze, or the whatever you want to call it, to sit up on these cookies. So let's get our glaze made real quick and let's get these taken care of. All right, so we're gonna start with some powdered sugar. And I want this glaze to be just a little bit on the thicker side because I don't want this to just completely disappear into the cookies. So we need a little bit of milk, or half and half, whatever you've got. Either one will be fine. The recipe calls for milk. I have both, but I just grabbed half and half. It should be fine. So I'm gonna mix this, see where we're at with our glaze. I think I want it a little bit thicker than that because, like I said, I really want this to stick. These cookies are supposed to have a frost look on the tops of them. So you need your frosting to be a little bit on the thicker side for them to have that kind of a look to them. And I think that might, yeah, I think that actually might work right there. I think that might look good. So let's go ahead and get our cookies frosted. I'm just going to use a spoon. I ran out of room on my cooling rack, so I just put a few of them down below. Should be fine. If anything drizzles, it's just going to frost them, so it's not a huge ordeal. I'm not super worried about it. I am going to take my, I don't want to put my whisk in the sink yet because I still may need to make a little bit more glaze. I'm not positive yet, but we're going to go ahead and get a little bit put on these cookies. So we're just going to kind of swirl it around the top. Because like I said, we really want these to have a good frosted top on them. After all, they are a frosted oatmeal cookie, so they are supposed to have that signature frost on the top. These are just, they smell, I haven't tasted one yet, but I'm going to here pretty soon. But they already have that very classic smell to me that I remember from when I was a kid. It was just such a comforting smell to have these cookies in my grandmother's cookie jar all the time. Whenever I just needed a little bit of a sweet treat, she always had these in there for me. And it was always such a special, special cookie just to go grab. So as you can see, the frosting is staying right up on top. It's staying nice and white. Sometimes if you get your glaze a little bit too thin, it'll just totally disappear into the cookies and you won't see it. All right, friends, we're gonna try one of these. The icing is still a little bit wet, but that's fine. We're gonna give it a taste. My childhood right there. So good. Wow, friends. Those are amazing. So good. Definitely reminds me of my childhood. That classic frosted oatmeal cookie from my Grammy's cookie jar. Friends, thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen as we made a fun, nostalgic recipe. Another one, as I said, I don't know why I'm in such a nostalgic mood right now, remembering my Grammy and all the things that she used to make in her kitchen for me, the things that she used to have in her kitchen for me. Super excited to have this recipe. I'll be making these again. As I said, this is my second time making them. They're super, super good. I hope you guys will make them. I will leave this recipe in the description box for you guys so you guys can make them for yourself. If you have not yet, friends, hit that subscribe button up there for me. We would love to have you a part of our YouTube family. Our YouTube family is growing, and I love seeing all the new people coming on to my channel, checking out what we're doing. It means so much to me that you guys would take time out of your day to come and spend time with me. If you have not yet, please hit that notification bell down there so you're notified every time we upload a new video. If you guys have a favorite cookie recipe from your childhood, please share that with me. I would love to try another recipe. I'm excited to try some recipes. We've had some viewers send me already, so be looking for those in the near future. We're trying to plan out some more videos. We've got some fun things coming up, so I hope you guys don't miss any of that stuff as we get ready to start doing a whole bunch for spring and summer. We've got a lot of stuff coming up spring and summer, so don't miss that. So make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you hit that notification bell. And friends, we will talk to you guys in the comments. Have a great day, and God bless.